Y'all know it's fucking cold right now, but I'm off work today. Staying in a house where it's nice and toasty. But man, my people in Chicago, make sure you stay warm. I mean, it's cold here in Indy. It ain't Chicago cold. It's only like about 19 degrees here, but it'll be a fucking heat wave in Chicago. That's for fucking sure. But I am here with another review. My name is Tony Motown Allen. I am the president of the Motown's Wrestling Group on Facebook. If you're not part of the Motown's Wrestling Group, make sure that you're joined. And as soon as I get done recording this, well, actually, by the time you see this, the post will be up. But I'm yours truly is hosting the Saturday Night's Main Event thread on Facebook. So make sure you pop in so we can comment on Saturday Night's Main Event. I'm going to be leaving my predictions at the end of towards the end of this review. But I'm here with the review. I'm doing double duty today. I'm doing Raw and SmackDown. So we're gonna go back to Monday Night Raw from a few days ago, and then we're gonna talk about SmackDown, and then I'm gonna give my Saturday Night's Main Event predictions. So Raw did kick off with Gunther, the Ring General. He cut a damn good promo. I mean, my God. He was out there talking about John Cena. Mr. Never Give Up is going to give up. He's going to break his spirit. I mean, he just kind of laid down the foundation of what he's going to do to John Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event, which was, I really did enjoy that promo. I enjoyed it a lot and everything, though. So, Gunther did a really, really good job to hype everything up. Of course, we didn't see Cena because Cena only got one date left, and that date is Saturday. Next up, we had Io Sky taking on Kairi Sane. And, of course, Asuka's at ringside, of course, with Kairi Sane and Rhea Ripley, the Kevin Durant of the WWE. Why am I calling her the Kevin Durant of WWE? And y'all know I love me some Rhea. You know I love me some Mommy. But this whole friendship thing and all this best friends with Io Sky, and you couldn't beat her. You guys were feuding for the title. Much like the Golden State Warriors and the Oklahoma City Thunder were feuding for the title. You two were feuding over the title, and Io always beat you. Always. And instead of, trying to get your win against Io Sky, you just pulled a Kevin Durant and jumped on with the Golden State Warriors. But this match itself was probably the best match of Raw. I gave this match an A-. The chemistry between those two ladies were really good. Of course, we did get Asuka trying to help out, though. But Io Sky hit her with the fucking moonsault and everything. I mean, she is a genius of the sky. I mean, and it looked beautiful and everything. So Io Sky get the win. The tag team division itself for the women's division is actually looking pretty solid. You had, of course, you got Rio, as they like to call themselves, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. Of course, you got the Kabuki Warriors. You got the Bougie Bully Lash Legend with Nia Jax. You got Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. You even got Bayley and Laura Valkyria. And you got the Judgment Day. Which are the Freebirds of the women's tag team division? Because we don't know which two are going to go after those tag team titles, though. So I kind of liking where the women's tag team division is going right now. But this match itself was really, really good, though. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Our next matchup was Rey Mysterio, the deadbeat daddy himself, taking on Finn Balor. But of course that didn't happen because Rey got attacked by Logan Paul. Logan Paul did just basically beat his ass and everything. And then the mask guy came out, did a curb stomp on Rey Mysterio. And then LA Knight came out for the save. And LA Knight doing the save set up the match later on between LA Knight and Logan Paul, though. So I kind of like the fact, even though they didn't have a match, I kind of like what they did to move on some of the stories and that they got going on here. I mean, you have Rey Mysterio kind of feuding with the Judgment Day, but this one kind of introduced Logan Paul into the mix and also set up LA Knight for some programming, which I was kind of worried about LA Knight after losing again. Where was he going to go from this? Because I really thought that was kind of like LA Knight's last chance, though, but we'll see what's going to happen, though. But overall, a good segment. Next up for the men's tag team titles, you had the phenomenal AJ Styles with Dragon Lee, another mask guy. I mean, it is kind of weird between like the way that it is with some of the mask fights with Dragon Lee, Ray Phoenix. And stuff. It's hard to tell them apart. Like, remember who's who. Everybody's kind of like just kind of blending in together, except for Rey Mysterio. Look, deadbeat dad that he is. Of course, Rey Mysterio is also 3 foot tall. But they took on the War Raiders. I get a match. A C plus was an okay match, I guess. I mean, it wasn't bad. It just was kind of. I just felt like it was missing something. But I mean, it wasn't like any of these guys did a bad job. All 4 performed, but it just kind of fell flat to me for whatever reason. I can't really put my finger on why I felt it fell flat, but I did give it a C plus. AJ Styles wins with the phenomenal forearm, and then out comes the New Day. You know why? Because New Day rocks. New Day rocks. So New Day, of course, is looking to get the tag team titles, and then 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Usos. We get some yeeting, and it's kind of weird because you already had fucking AJ Styles and Dragon Lee out there, and you already had the New Day out there, and then we got some yeeting. But it was some damn good yeeting. Wade Bear kind of fucked up a little bit with the giving Jimmy 5, and he even admitted that he kind of embarrassed himself. And yeah, you did. But the Usos are back. They kind of talk to the New Day, talk about you guys know who we are already, and we're back in the tag team division. No, Jimmy's sick of all the L's. He's like, War Games, L. They took a L. WrestlePalooza, they took a L. Jay took a L in the tournament. Jay took an L for, I mean, he's just sick of all the L's and everything, though. So they got the greatest tag team in the WWE back together in the modern day era. So I would give them a 9. I would say the Usos are probably top 2 tag teams in the WWE in the last 20 years. But it was good to see them back, and it's gonna be nice to see where this goes and everything, though. So I mean, like the tag team division, this match was kind of like a fell flat one, though. But you get the New Day. It's good feuding with AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. You get the Usos back into the mix. You always get the Judgment Day involved in it. Things are looking bright for the tag teams, in my opinion. And then you have Stephanie McCure. My boo. Not my number 1 boo. Maybe not even top 3, but still my boo. Because she's climbing the ranks. But she came out there to talk to Kathy Kelly, and she was talking about Nikki Bella, how Nikki Bella was the past, and like this ain't the women's division of 15 years ago. Thank God. But I swear, she could slap that devil's kiss on me anytime. I would put it on Stephanie McCure like this. But then that bitch Nikki Bella came out and ruined everything. She demands a rematch though. But then Raquel Rodriguez came out, threw her name in a hat, and her. It's funny enough where like some of Stephanie McCure's promos are in English and some is in Spanish, but they switch over to Spanish. You don't really understand everything that Stephanie McCure is saying. Now that Raquel Rodriguez out there, she's doing the same shit. So they were talking to each other. I don't know what the fuck they were saying. I should have been watching this shit at work. Well, we got a lot of Spanish speakers at my job though, so they could have helped me figure out what the hell they were talking about. But Raquel Rodriguez threw her name into the hat for the women's title, which is going to make things interesting, in my opinion, for the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan and backstage said, I didn't know you was going to do that. And she was like, I didn't know I needed your fucking permission. And she's like, you didn't, bitch. So, pretty interesting there. But that led to, because this real Raquel Rodriguez, Tiny Tits herself, is going after the singles title. Liv decided she's going to accompany 5 feet of the new 5 foot of Fury. I mean, I don't know. I don't care what you want to call Pop Rocks herself, but oh my God, Roxanne Perez, she's rising. She's rising on my list of the women that I love in WWE. And she took on the bird bitch herself, Laura Valkyria. Of course, Bayley was at ringside. Liv was at ringside. Pretty, and you had Ruka sitting in the audience and everything. I thought the match itself was really good. I gave the match a B-. I think Laura Valkyria, as much as I really don't really care for the bitch, you put her in there with the right person, and in this case it was Roxanne Perez. She does have a good match. This match was really good. It ended with Pop Rocks. Roxanne Perez gets the win, and everybody is happy. Next up, you got Logan Paul taking on L.A. Knight. Yeah! But no. Well, the Vince was at ringside, of course, but they ended up getting kicked out. They were fighting on the table, and then the masked guy came out again and did another curse stomp, this time on L.A. Knight. No! Logan Paul hits the moonsault and gets the win. The Vision come back out and jumps on LA Knight. They basically just whooped his ass. I mean, he got a fucking tsunami, he got a fucking spear, he got a fucking curb stomp, he got the moonsault from his actual opponent, but shit, it seemed like everybody did more damage than his opponent did. Then Braun Breaker went on to talk about CM Punk and everything. And talk about how CM Punk claims that he's straight ass, but looks like the biggest crackhead on the roster. That shit had me rolling. But he really did a good job with his promo and everything. I mean, I think Braun Breaker's really stepping it up. I don't know if CM Punk really made that comment to him about his promos, but it felt like he did, and it seemed like he took that shit seriously. And Braun Breaker became fucking Michael Jordan. Took that shit serious. So overall, good show. We're gonna go into Friday Night SmackDown, and SmackDown kicks off with Cody Rhodes out there with no suit on. He was just like a normal guy, which I don't know. I was kind of disappointed with that. I kind of like, even though it's kind of a heel thing to do, though. But I kind of like when Cody is dressed up in like his fancy suits and everything, looking like a fucking $1,000,000. But he just came out just normal. I think he had some J's on though, so that was kind of cool. He wants Drew McIntyre reinstated. Drew, of course, wasn't there. And then out comes Oba Femi. So they had an exchange between him and Oba, because you know they're gonna be taking on each other at Saturday night's main event. We'll give my predictions on that. But okay way to kick off Raw. I mean, I thought Cody did a pretty good job. Then we had the U.S. Open Challenge match. It was Ilya Dragunov taking on Tommaso Ciampa. This was a really, really good match. I gave this match an A+, to be honest with you. That's how good this fucking match was. Nice back and forth. Good, hard-hitting match. I think Ilya's hard-hitting style that a lot of people in wrestling do not like meshed well with Tommaso Ciampa. He ended up bleeding from his nose during this match. You have fucking the one bitch, a little bitch, oh god, Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano interfering, but it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough, because Ilya still kicked out. Even though they try to help out Tommaso Ciampa get the win, he gets a roll-up. 1, 2, 3. I do like how they did it win and everything. It wasn't a fucking H-bomb to knock him out. There's a little roll-up and everything at the miscue with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. You can honestly have more programming with these two, though. So, like I said, A+. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. Next up, you had the YS6 in the ring and everything, talking about Solo Sikoa. Then Solo Sikoa and the My Family Tree showed up on the screen. They weren't going to the ring. They ain't doing that. But they had their back and forth between each other. And I'm actually looking forward to when they actually mix it up in the ring and everything. I don't think this feud necessarily need the tag team titles, but you know the tag team titles is going to play a role in it, though. So it was pretty good. And I'm going to mention the segment that they have with like people giving shout outs to John Cena on his retirement, because John Cena is considered the GOAT in WWE. And I know, honestly, I would put him on the Mount Rushmore based off WWE only. I mean, I would say you have Hulk Hogan on there, that fucking racist bastard, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, and the fourth spot, I would get a nod to The Undertaker as far as the Mount Rushmore based off WWE only. That's the only reason why Ric Flair's not on it. It's only on WWE. I would put him on the Mount Rushmore, but GOAT to GOAT, Tom Brady gave him a shout out. Eli Manning gave him a shout out. Peyton Manning gave him a shout out. Fucking Jimmy Fallon gave him a shout out. I think Jelly Roll did too, but who gives a fuck about Jelly Roll? But it was actually pretty cool to see see those guys out there and everything, giving them shouts out. I mean, I didn't even know that like fucking Tom Brady even knew what wrestling was, though. That's why he the GOAT. He the GOAT. I can't believe the fucking Indianapolis Colts side 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, a fucking grandfather that with 10 kids that haven't played football in 5 years. We got 36-year-old Cam Newton sitting around and just talking sports on Sports Center. I mean, if you're gonna go with a super old quarterback, you should have went with the GOAT. Should have went with the GOAT. But nah. And I think everybody should say a prayer for Phillip Rivers. It's not even a matter of like if he's gonna do good enough to win this game. I don't know if the motherfucker's even gonna make it out of the game alive. Next up, we had Last Legend taking on Alexa Bliss, which is another singles women's match that they have that's kind of leading into the tag team feuds. But Last Legend looked really, really good in this match. And I thought, and honestly, even though Alexa Bliss is smaller, I think that complimented Last Legend pretty well. I think that, like, her being smaller got to showcase Last Legend's power more. Last Legend gets the win. I gave this match a B-. I enjoyed that match from beginning to end. Next up, we had Javon Evans taking on The Miz. This match was set up earlier in the night. And it was kind of funny because in this match, The Miz did the "You Can't See Me" and the little 5-knuckle shuffle. Javon Evans hit a beautiful moonsault in this match, too. That kid is just really, really talented. The right person won. Javon Evans did win with the OG cutter. I gave this match a B+. Thought it was really, really good. Enjoyed this match a lot. And it was good to see the Javon Evans get the win. And then our main event. Kind of a questionable main event with some of the other stuff that we've seen on the card. But the Terror Twins, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest taking on Zelina Vega and Aleister Black. Again, a match of B-. I thought it was a pretty decent match for a mixed tag team. I'm not a huge fan of a mixed tag, but this was done pretty decently. Rhea Ripley did end up getting the win with the Riptide on Zelina Vega. So pretty decent though. But that was the main event for SmackDown. And as far as like moments, match, I'm going to do the match of the week, moment of the week, and my tap out of the week. Match of the week between Raw and SmackDown. And when I say the week, it's between those two shows, the shows I've reviewed today. Definitely Ilya Dragunov versus Tommaso Ciampa. I gave it an A+. When I gave it an A+, I think you guys knew that was going to be the best match of not only the night, but of the review. My tap out was the announcement that in January 5th or January 3rd, or whenever the fuck they said it was going to be, SmackDown's going back to 3 hours. Was not happy to hear that news. They asked out the ticket pricing for Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia because the Saudi prices, the price they charged in Saudi Arabia to go to Royal Rumble, if they had no prices here, I would have went. You gonna fucking bend those over and fuck us in the United States, but you go to Saudi, when we go take the Saudi money, you gonna give them reason. Fuck, general admission $28. Like, their diamond package, which was like $240 for Saudi, was one of the upper level tickets. Would have been fucking cheap seats here in fucking Indianapolis. So fuck y'all on them prices. But the 3 hour SmackDown, that was bad too. But my moment of the night, just seeing Stephanie McMahon out there. Oh yeah. Let me wrap this up real quick with my predictions for Saturday night's main event. I'm going to start with the obvious. I mean, I don't know how many people think that John Cena is going to win. I know there's some people that might think he's going to win, but John Cena's not winning his last match. Not only will John Cena lose, he will give up. Just like Gunther said. Never give up is giving up in his final match. Watch and see. I just hope that John Cena takes his boots off and leave him in the ring, much like Undertaker did with his coat and hat the one time, much like Triple H did, even though when Undertaker did it, he wrestled some more after that. But still, I want them to be this a 1,000% retirement. Like, he goes out on his back, and he leaves his boots in the ring, gets his acknowledgement, and we can't see him anymore. We also have Cody Rhodes versus Oba Femi. And I'm picking Cody Rhodes in this one. Why? Because they're not going to let Oba Femi beat Cody Rhodes. They're just not. They're not. Oba should win this. If this wasn't like predetermined, Oba would win this. Like Cody, there's nothing about Cody that makes me think he could beat Oba Femi. But Triple H's gonna be like, hold my beer. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee are defending their tag team titles against Leon Slater and Javon Evans. And again, there's no way Leon Evans and Javon Evans are going to win the tag team titles. With everything they got going in the tag team division, I don't understand why these two kids are getting a shot at the tag team titles. Not saying that they're not a good team, not saying it won't be an entertaining match, but I don't think anybody in their right mind believes that they're going to win the tag team titles. They could have put them in there against the Usos or the New Day, or even the Judgment Day, to make us think there's a possibility of AJ and Dragon Lee losing these titles. But AJ and Dragon Lee winning this one. And then we got Bayley taking on Sol Ruka. And I'm not saying this because it's that bitch Bayley, but I'm saying it because Sol Ruka is that bitch. Sol Ruka should win this match. I'm picking Sol Ruka to win this match. She's on a hot streak. She's getting called up soon. If she ain't called up before Royal Rumble, she will be called up at Royal Rumble. She will be on the main roster. And she's going to be a fucking dominant faction on the main roster. Sol Ruka is beating that bitch Bayley. So make sure you check out Saturday night's main event. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. That way you get alerts from when I post new videos. Leave your comments, like whether you agree, disagree, whatever the case may be, but leave your comments in below. Until next time.